All right. All right. All right. No filter MMA. What is cracking? This is your boy BJ back with another video, another live video. Oh boy. Ooh. Just me over here drinking my healthy tea, drinking my herbal healthy tea, trying to stay healthy over here with this pandemic, trying to keep the immune system in check. You know what I'm saying? Um, Trying to keep my immune system in check. That's all, guys. A lot going on my way. Had braces years ago, and Gap opened back up, so now they got me wearing corrective retainers. Oh man, you guys talking about pain? If you guys know braces, then you guys know the pressure, like pressure being put on your teeth. That shit is not fun at all. That shit is not fun. It's not fun at all. But it is what it is. So let's talk. Let's talk. So for one, I want to talk about UFC 251. UFC 251, guys. I mean, this is the best card I've seen in a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, three title fights. Even outside of the title fights, there's some very intriguing fights, like the PBZ fight. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, everybody know I'm live. If I don't tell people that I'm live, oh Lord. Oh man, if I don't tell people that I'm live. Let's cook, guys. Let's cook. Let's cook up in this piece today. And shit. I mean, I guess people don't really get my notifications like that. So I have to remind people, hey, your boy is live here. It's crazy. Very, very crazy. Let's see here. Trying to send it out to. I'm a part of a lot of groups on Facebook, and they always say, "Hey, let us know when you're live or whatever. Let us know when you're live." So I'm blasting out I'm sharing this video just to let them know, "Hey, motherfuckers, don't say I didn't don't say I didn't let you know I was live because I most definitely did." Let's see. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Almost done with this. We got some cooking to do. We got some cooking to do, y'all. But yeah, man, the Paige Van Zandt fight I'm looking forward to, I guess, somewhat. I mean, it is what it is. Who knows what Paige is gonna do. She's leaving everybody in limbo. But she ain't gonna get that treatment that UFC treatment nowhere else. Ain't nobody gonna kiss her ass like the UFC does. You know what I'm saying? Everybody all Paige Van Zandt, this and that. Paige Van Zandt ain't even Paige Van Zandt ain't even that good. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't even that good if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody talk about Paige like Paige is the shit. Paige ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody loves Paige Van Zandt because she's pretty, such and such and such and such. For whatever reason or another, everybody loves Paige Van Zandt. So you just have to let people be people. But you guys see the title of this video. You guys definitely see the title of this video. Um, I want to talk about. Israel Adesanya ducking Paulo Costa because that's really exactly what he did. He ducked Paulo Costa. He's ducking Paulo Costa. This fight has been put on the table in front of it, according to Paulo Costa's manager. You know what I'm saying? This fight has been put on the table many, many times, and it's been put on the table for three different fight cards, and Israel Adesanya has turned down all three of them. So I don't know what this. I don't know what to say about that. And I've been saying for a long time. You know what I'm saying? The most dangerous fight in that division for for Israel Adesanya is Paulo Costa. Like Paulo Costa is the most dangerous fight in that division for Israel Adesanya. Like that is the most dangerous opponent for him. And the reason I say that is just, it's the way Paulo Costa comes forward. It's the way how hard he lands his shots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that's just I just don't really see Israel Adesanya surviving Paulo Costa. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been and check my receipts, guys. Go back to when this, before this fight was even before Izzy was even interim champion. You know what I'm saying? I said the most dangerous fight in this division is Paulo Costa. Like I want to see these two undefeated guys go at it. Like I want to see these two guys go at it because they're both big guys. They're tall, but Paulo Costa, man, I mean, that's a different level of power. And everybody's like, well, Izzy fought Yoel, but what did Izzy do to Yoel though? So, I mean, really, what did Israel Adesanya do to Yoel Romero? He did not. He did nothing. He didn't. He can't play. He can't play that same game in the cage with Paulo that he played with Yoel Romero. Now, everybody wants to say, well, Izzy is too sharp. He's too sharp. The Izzy the sharp Izzy that fought Robert Whitaker. Do you guys really think the punch that knocked out Robert Whitaker is going to be enough to stop Paulo Costa? Like, I just want to know. Like, I just want to know if that is what you guys think. Like, do you guys think that the punch that he landed on Robert Whitaker is going to knock out Paulo Costa? Because if it is, I guess I'm missing something here. Like I think I'm severely missing missing something here. Like, am I not? Are we not watching the same? Like, are we not watching the same fighters here? Like, are we not watching the same Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa? Like, if I'm watching something, guys, like if I'm not watching the right fight cards, or if I'm getting these people's name mixed up, somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me if I am getting, these people mixed up. Because when I think of a stylistic matchup between Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya, like I see Paulo Costa by destruction. Now Israel does he does have the reach advantage. You know what I'm saying? So he does have that reach advantage. So and he does have a solid kickboxing record. He has a solid kickboxing record. So if this guy, if Paulo, Izzy could stick a jab because like I said before, we all know that Paulo is susceptible to getting hit with a jab. Like Paulo Costa is very susceptible to being hit with a jab. So if you can be hit with a jab like that, if anybody's going to hit Paulo with a jab, it's going to be Israel Adesanya. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the success that Uriah Hall had in the fight with Paulo as far as sticking Paulo with the jab, keeping Paulo at distance. But Paulo still was able to close that distance. He was still able to close the distance on Uriah Hall and land the good shots. Uriah Hall is a good striker. He's known for his striking. Uriah Hall is no slouch, especially on the feet, guys. Um, Everybody's like, "Oh, well, Paulo beat Uriah." Yeah, he beat Uriah. You like Uriah Hall is good. Like whoever said Uriah Hall wasn't good. So you have that fight there. So Izzy could take a page out of Uriah Hall's book. Whoever, I don't follow Uriah Hall too much, but whoever Uriah Hall's people are, they're pretty fucking smart to go in there with that game plan. That was the right perfect game plan to go in there and fight. If you're gonna keep the fight on the feet with a fighter like Paulo Costa, somebody who hits as hard as Paulo, you know what I'm saying? Stick the fucking jab, stick that jab, bloody him up, stick him with that jab, keep him at distance, like make him respect you coming in. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Paulo didn't, but what it was still a great game plan. You know, Johnny Hendricks tried to go in there and brawl with Paolo. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to Johnny Hendricks. Like, I mean, nowhere close to shutout. It was a complete shutout. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, Israel Adesanya can stick the jab, you know, target the legs, target the body. That's his only bet because catching Paolo like he caught Robert Whitaker, I just don't see that happening, man. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see him sticking. That him hitting him with something that's hitting Paolo with anything that's going to hurt him. Like Yoel Romero, who everybody believes is such a knockout. Like, oh my God, Yoel has so much power. He's this and that. He's such a good striker. He's such a good wrestler. Yoel Romero is boring. He is boring. I'm sorry, guys. Yoel Romero is boring and has not looked good in his last few fights. You know what I'm saying? So, um, look how hard somebody had to hit Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa's been hit many times. But look how hard. Look at what kind of power it took to phase Paulo Costa. It took somebody with a tremendous amount of power and explosiveness. Um, to even though he did kind of point at the ground and make Paolo look away and then he caught him, but that's the type of power it takes to get in there and trade blows. I mean, because Israel can't take this fight to the ground. Like he's not good on the ground, so he has no choice. He literally has no choice but to stand and strike with Paulo Costa. And that is a huge risk for Israel Adesanya, man, to stand and trade with somebody like Paulo Costa, man. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say to make myself or anybody else believe that Israel Adesanya can win this fight. You know what I'm saying? Now I've been proven wrong. I've been proven wrong many times, guys. Like, and I have no problem with being proven wrong. Like I've been proven wrong many, many times since I've been podcasting. So being proven wrong is not anything new to me. But um, being proven right ain't nothing new to me either. So, but guys, I just don't see a path to victory for Israel Adesanya in this fight. Like, I mean, it just is what it is, guys. I mean, it literally just is what it is. You know, Izzy is. I mean, he's. And Paolo. The thing about the jab and he can do all that stuff. Like Izzy can stick that jab. Izzy can, what I'm saying, target the legs, target the body, teep kicks up the middle, front kicks to the face, head kicks. Set up the head kick. He can do all of that. But the one thing that Paulo Costa does that can potentially negate all of that shit, you know what I'm saying, is Paulo Costa closes the distance like a fucking animal. Like he closes the distance. He closes the distance better than a lot of fighters that are in the UFC. Like Paulo Costa closes the distance so fast, and when he closes it, he closes the distance with a hook or a body kick, and then he gets inside. That it's that moment. It's that moment. Like that moment that Paulo Costa closes the distance, and he's in Izzy's face, and he starts ripping Izzy to the body. You know what I'm saying? You guys, please tell me, what do you think will happen? Like, what do you think would happen when Paulo closes that distance on Izzy and he starts landing those body shots and you know start swinging that right hand and hitting Izzy upside his head with it because Izzy. One thing about Israel, man, he's it's technical and as good as Israel Adesanya is, he he gets hit. He gets hit. He gets hit. Israel Adesanya gets hit. He got hit by. If you can get, like, this is the thing, like, if you can get hit by Kelvin Gastelum, if Kelvin Gastelum can catch Israel Adesanya, and Kelvin Gastelum was at a significant size and reach disadvantage. I mean, literally like a significant size and reach advantage from. I mean, when he stepped in the cage with Israel Adesanya, and when he stepped in the cage with him, Kelvin Gastelum being a great striker, being a veteran, a crafty veteran, Kelvin Gastelum was able to close that distance. He was able to close that distance and land a big shot and rock Israel Adesanya. Threat of the takedown. Winner agent. Threat of the takedown from who though? Like threat. I mean, Paulo Costa is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So threaten the takedown from who? Like if Izzy tries to take Paulo down, what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my question. Like, what is he gonna do? Like his only choice is to stand and bang with Paulo Costa. And I like guys. I like Izzy. Like I don't have a. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of pissed that he knocked out Robert Whitaker like that because I'm a huge Reaper fan over here. Like I'm a huge Reaper fan. Hold on, guys. Somebody text me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a huge Robert Whitaker. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, winner agent. Yeah, the threat of the takedown is why Gastelum was able to get off. Yes, yes. So I just feel like he could be. I feel like Izzy's going to be punch shy. Um, I feel like he might be punch shy because does he want to commit and get countered by Paulo Costa? Like, does he want to commit to, a combination or something like that? Because we know it's not going to hurt Paulo. Like, Paulo's going to eat it. Paulo going to eat. He going to eat whatever that Izzy throws at him. Like, I don't see Izzy. Like, I don't see Izzy popping Paulo enough to really slow him down or make him respect his power or anything like that. But I've been saying this for a long time, man. Hey, winner agent, I've never seen you on my channel. I appreciate you coming through. Subscribe to subscribe button. Great sessions over here, man. I talk MMA, my boy. I collaborate with a lot of people. I collaborate with one. Well, they used to be One Up MMA. They're no longer One Up MMA. Winning with Taylor Loader. The bottom line with Davison Baker. Um, uh, uh, um, Bloody Canvas MMA guys. Most definitely, go follow those guys. We collab all the time, man. Us underground guys. We gotta help each other out. But yeah. I'm not surprised that Israel Adesanya has turned this fight down multiple times, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a money thing." No, no, no. I mean, that was the real reason that Jorge Masvidal turned down the fight with Kamaru Usman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the reason that Paulo Costa. I mean, that Izzy turned down a fight with Paulo Costa. You know what I'm saying? We've seen how easily that when the UFC needed Jorge Masvidal, that they paid Jorge Masvidal to step in here on 6 days' notice, put his body through hell to lose 20 pounds, and go in there and fly halfway across the world and fight Kamaru Usman. They paid they paid Jorge Masvidal. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a money thing, man. This ain't a money thing. This ain't a money thing. Now, when Paulo Costa was out with the bicep injury, he relentlessly called out Paulo. Like this is the timeline here, guys. He started talking about Paulo a while back. Um, he actually called out Paulo Costa, but the UFC wouldn't make the fight. And of course, Paulo Costa was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm down." Like Paulo don't duck phase. Like Paulo, he don't duck phase. He demolishes everybody that the UFC puts in front of him. He beats the shit out of them. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So here's Paulo, ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Or no, yeah, ready to fight. Israel ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then Paulo gets injured. Izzy wins the interim belt, and then Paulo gets injured. You know what I'm saying? And so here we go. Paulo Costa injured. and Izzy could not keep Paulo Costa's name out of his mouth. He could not keep Paulo Costa's name out of his mouth when Paulo couldn't fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys see what I'm saying here? Like, let's cook on this. Let's cook on this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Paulo Costa could not fight. He was not cleared to fight. And all Israel Adesanya talked about was beating up Paulo Costa. Oh, Ricky Martin, Juice Monkey, Pretty Boy, whatever he called him. You know what I'm saying? Called him all kind of names, said shit about him, called him Tarantula. I mean, not Tarantula, T-Rex arms, shit like that, man. I mean, really fucking poke the bear. And so now that Paulo, what we're hearing is now that Paulo Costa is healthy and ready to fight, Israel Adesanya has turned down this fight 3 times, guys. This is, you don't turn down a fight. You don't turn down a fight 3 times. You don't turn down a fight 3 times for money. Like, you don't turn down when you're the champion. You're supposed to fight everybody. If Israel Adesanya wanted to fight Paulo as bad as he said he wanted to fight Paulo Costa, he would have took it the first time it was offered to him. Now, why didn't he take this fight? Now they're shooting for like September or something. You know what I'm saying? They've offered him this fight. Okay, is he gonna finesse Paulo? How? How is Izzy gonna finesse Paulo Costa? Please tell me how. Is there anything that Izzy can hit Paulo with that's gonna make Paulo back up and earn respect? The first round is the most critical round. People say Paulo gasses. He does have the tendency to slow down in later rounds, but what the first round is critical. It's very critical. Movement. I understand movement, man. I do. I understand movement. Movement is great. But Uriah Hall has great movement as well. You know what I'm saying? Great striker, solid striker. You know what I'm saying? What did and Paulo hawked him down. And that's what he's gonna do to Izzy. He's gonna walk Izzy down. Paulo is a genius at cutting off the octagon. When you have those powerful strikers like that, those powerful strikers know how to get you where they want you. You know what I'm saying? And Paulo Costa knows, yeah, that's true when the winner agent, but listen to what I'm saying. Paulo Costa is a genius at getting you where he wants you. Think about all the powerful strikers you know in the UFC. Let's think about Francis Ngannou here for a second. Francis Ngannou is an expert at cutting off the octagon. He, yeah, Hall did brawl, but he used great footwork and used a great jab in that fight. I give Hall a lot of credit for that Paulo Costa fight. Even though he got beat up, he had the perfect game plan going into that fight. And that was sticking the jab and moving, stick and move. And he did a great job of doing that. It's just Paulo Costa is a different animal and dropped him right. He got caught. No. Hall got caught because Paulo Costa is good at cutting off the octagon. As good as Uriah Hall was moving, which go back and watch that fight. I just watched that fight. Go back and watch that fight with Hall and Costa. Hall was on his bike. He was doing well. But watch Paulo Costa. Costa is a genius at cutting off the octagon. When you okay, think about Francis Ngannou. Either Francis Ngannou is going to back you up or he's going to catch you. He's going to back you up or he's going to catch you. And he caught Jairzinho Rosenstruck. Hall did brawl. Yes, dude. Yes, Hall brawl, but Paulo Costa still cut off the octagon, bro. Like I said, I just watched this fight. Paulo cut the octagon off very well in that fight and gave Hall nowhere to go. He didn't give him anywhere to go. It may not have looked like Uriah Hall was using good movement because Paulo was cutting him off every angle, every way he went. Paulo cut him off. Francis Ngannou is the same type of striker. I mean, look at your powerful strikers, man. I mean, look at Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes was cutting off the octagon against John Jones. That's why Dominic Reyes was lighting John Jones' ass up because that movement shit. When you have those powerful strikers like that, they will find you. They will find you. Okay. Let me think of another example. Here. Okay, Gilbert Burns and Tyron Woodley. Look how Gilbert Burns cut off the octagon against Tyron Woodley. He gave all Tyron, even though all Tyron Woodley do is back up anyways. You know what I'm saying? He still cut off the octagon from him because Tyron was using lateral movement in that fight. He was going side to side in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find that spot to knock Gilbert Burns out, and he couldn't find it. Gilbert Burns cut him off, headed him off every single time, and backed him up against the cage and landed big shots. He almost knocked Tyron Woodley out in the first round. You know what I'm saying, dude? I'm telling you, man, when in the third round of that fight with Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero tried to stay out of the way of Paulo Costa. He tried to stay clear of Paulo Costa's power because he felt Paulo Costa's power. He felt that power. He felt Costa's power. You know what I'm saying? And Costa cut the octagon off in the whole third round. Yeah, that might have been a bad example when aging, but it is what it is. But he cut off the octagon against Yoel Romero and peppered him up with shots. You know what I'm saying? And then you go look at the statistics of that fight. It shows Yoel Romero outstriking Paulo. I'm like, what the fuck fight were y'all watching? Like, even watching that fight live, I was like, man, this dude is beating the shit out of Yoel Romero. And they look, and then you go look at the. He was busier. He threw more strikes. He landed more strikes. And they gave the striking advantage to Yoel Romero. They really wanted Yoel Romero to win that fight. I'm telling you, they wanted Yoel to beat Paulo Costa. There's no fucking way that fight could have. If that fight would have went to Paulo, that would have. I mean, that fight would have went to Yoel. That would have been a fucking robbery. That fight would have been a robbery. Everybody's like, no, that fight was close. No, that fight was not close. That fight was not close at all. Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa was not close. Paulo, he did Yoel dirty. Yeah, he did, man. He did Yoel dirty, bro. He beat the shit out of Yoel Romero, and everybody's like, "Oh, that fight was close." What? How was that fight? And then you go look at the stats. You go, oh god, y'all, these retainers are so fucking annoying. I'm like, go look at the stats. Go look at the stats. The stats tell you. The stat, and then I'm thinking myself, oh, these stats it's gonna be a landslide, and it showed Yoel Romero outstriking Paulo Costa. I was like, what the fuck, man? That shit pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie, man. That shit really pissed me off. But that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see Israel being evasive enough to really, I don't see him being evasive enough to really get out of the way of Paulo Costa. You know what I'm saying? Is he? He very well could. I'm not saying he couldn't. He could be that evasive, and we could see a clinic. We could really see a clinic from Israel Adesanya. It's there. It's possible. We know Paulo Costa can't fend off a jab. We know that. We know, but the body kicks of Paulo Costa, the body shots of Paulo Costa. Whoo. Johnny Hendricks said, now Johnny Hendricks, former champion, Johnny Hendricks said he ain't never in his life been hit as hard as Paulo Costa hit him. Johnny Hendricks said, I can't believe how hard that man hit. He said that man hit harder than anyone that's ever hit me before in my life. Paulo Costa is a monster, yo. He's a fucking monster. You know, it is what it is. People don't give Paulo Costa the credit. I don't understand why. People don't like Paulo Costa. I think it's Izzy fans that don't like Paulo because they know Paulo is the biggest threat to Izzy in that division right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Robert Whitaker, if Robert Whitaker can go out here and look well, uh, against Dan Till. He walks around at 230. Yeah, man. I mean, phew, Paulo Costa is a monster, man. I mean, like he's a different kind of animal, man. He's a huge fucking middleweight. He's really a light heavyweight. He's a light heavyweight. Both of them could actually move up to light heavyweight, and I wouldn't feel too bad about that. So, um, they both can move up to 205, I believe. Like if the UFC got serious about Izzy versus John Jones, if Izzy beats Paulo Costa, then that sets up him versus John Jones champ fight. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be perfect. But if Paulo wins, Where does what happened? Who fights Paulo Costa? Like if who fights Paulo Costa? The winner of Till Whitaker. Guys, I love Robert Whitaker, but I do not want to see him in there with Paulo Costa. Like Kelvin Gastelum, no. Oh my God, Kelvin Gastelum would get destroyed. Robert Whitaker would get destroyed. Darren Till would get destroyed. Like, I mean, I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, y'all, but I see fear coming from Israel Adesanya. I do, man, because he, like I said, he relentlessly called out Costa when Costa was injured, and now that Costa's not injured, he's very evasive in interviews about Costa. He's real, he doesn't. You haven't heard him really talking about Costa. Um, you don't hear him talking about Costa. You know what I'm saying? Now that Costa's ready to fight, cleared and ready to bang, you don't hear Izzy talking about Costa. And then now you hear, oh, Izzy's turned down the fight 3 times. You're like, what? What? Like, come on, man. Come on, dude. I mean, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a duck. And he ducked Israel Adesanya. He ducking Izzy. But the fight is inevitable. The fight really is inevitable, man. Just like he can't run from that fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the fight. Paolo's #1 contender, beating Yoel Romero. You know what I'm saying? This is the fight. This is his next fight. I've heard that he turned down the Ultimate. He turned down coach of the Ultimate Fighter. I just think he wants to be one and done with Paulo Costa. I don't think he wants to drag this out through a season of tough and you know what I'm saying? Like letting Paolo, being around Paolo, letting Paolo get in his head. Paolo is an intimidating, massive motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would want to be around the motherfucker even if I had to fight the motherfucker. Let's just get it over with. Goddamn shit. I don't want to be standing, hanging out with a motherfucker that look like Paolo Costa if I'm getting ready to fight this motherfucker. Hell no. That's a big ass motherfucker. I might psych myself out. Shit. I feel Izzy on that shit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Paulo Costa scary, man. That's the scariest dude at middleweight. It ain't Yoel Romero. It ain't Chris Weidman. It ain't Israel Adesanya. It ain't Kelvin Gastelum. The next scariest dude is Robert Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? He's the next best I think Paulo is the best in the division. I do, and I'm not ranting about this just because I'm a fan of Paulo Costa, but I mean I've been saying this. I've been saying that Izzy. I don't feel Izzy really wants to fight Paulo Costa. He had me convinced. He had me convinced when he knocked out Robert Whitaker and then called out Paulo, who was in the audience. He had me. I was like, oh shit, he wants to fight Paulo Costa. And then it's like now that Paolo is not injured, I was like, oh, I can't wait. I was thinking to myself, I can't wait for Paolo to get fucking cleared. I want to see the trash talk. And then Paolo's cleared, and now we're hearing, oh, Israel turned down the fight 3 times. It's like it's like hitting some bad booty or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a fine girl with some back. You know what I'm saying? It's like a letdown. You know what I'm saying? It's a real letdown. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm waiting to see what happens here. I'm waiting to see if Israel changes its tune, or if Israel comes out and refutes the claims that Paolo's team is putting out, because Paolo's team is saying, you know what I'm saying, he's turned it down 3 times. We've tried to get this fight going. He's turned it down many, many times. So I don't know, guys. This is something we got to follow. But as far as I'm concerned, what I see, what I smell, what I've been seeing, and what I've been smelling is a duck. It's a duck. It's a duck. Adesanya ducked him again. He ducked him again. He ducked him again. So, is that Julio? Oh, boy. He said, is that Julio Jones? I think so. I think so. Yep. So, guys, I'm trying to still trying to lock down this interview with Montana De La Rosa, man. I really am still trying to lock this interview down. Like Montana De La Rosa is hard to get in touch with, man. Like she is hard to communicate with. Like not saying it in a bad way, but she's just so busy between her daughters, wrestling, and training and fighting, and Montana De La Rosa is very, very, very busy, and I'm trying to get Montana on this podcast, guys. I have to get Montana De La Rosa on this podcast. We were shooting for today, but not happening. But yes, guys, I am working hard to bring you guys Montana De La Rosa. To me, one of the best flyweights in the division. One of the best flyweights. Difficult to put. Oh, very, very, very difficult, man. Very difficult. The easiest fighter I've had was Jillian Robertson. Jillian's like always down to do podcasts. You know what I'm saying? She's always down to talk shit. Um, but I am trying to get Montana, guys. You know, I think highly of Montana De La Rosa. I think she's a great, she's a low key threat at 125 pounds. She's kind of flying under the radar. Like nobody is really talking about Montana De La Rosa, and it's like, guys, we're missing somebody here that is, so everybody's so busy sticking with that narrative of, no, there's no competition for Valentina. There's competition for Valentina. It's just that you guys aren't paying enough attention to the division to see the girls that are actually fighting. And everybody knows I'm low key obsessed with 125 pounds for women. The women's 125-pound division. I'm obsessed with that division. So, um, Montana, keep flying under the radar, Montana. Everybody's gonna flock to my channel when you see Montana De La Rosa as the number one contender, pining for a fight with Valentina Shevchenko. You know what I'm saying? Nobody told me, no, nobody ever agreed with me when I said that Montana will climb the rankings at 125 pounds, and that's exactly what she's doing. The UFC is screwing Jillian Robertson out of the rankings, 100%. The UFC is screwing Jillian Robertson. I'm gonna make a whole video on that. You know what I'm saying? They are screwing Jillian Robertson out of the rankings, like straight up. And everybody's like, "Oh, the rankings don't make sense." The rankings make sense when these girls are trying to get to the title. You know what I'm saying? When these girls, yeah, the rankings don't matter, but when it comes time to look at who should be fighting the champion in a new division, then the rankings all of a sudden make sense. So, do the rankings make sense or do they not make sense? Which one is it? Which one is it? Do the rankings make sense or do they not make sense? You know what I'm saying? Are the rankings important or are they not? Are they important or not important? Are the rankings important or are they not? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? Because one minute people are like, "Oh, the rankings are not that important. You shouldn't spend so much time ranting about the rankings." Okay, but Jillian Robertson with five finishes in the UFC. She's out of 7 fights, she's only lost two, and she's had 5 finishes in the UFC, and she can't get a number beside her name. She can't get a number beside her name. You know what I'm saying? Like she can't get a motherfucking number beside her name, yo. Like give De La Rosa, give Jillian Robinson give her some fucking respect with what she doing out here, yo. Jillian Robinson out here fucking fighting her fucking ass off, and they can't even push her career forward. Like, what the fuck are you doing with Jillian? Let her go to Bellator. Let Jillian go to Bellator and get that title shot against Alima Lay. Let Jillian hold gold. Let Jillian get where she need to be. Let De La Rosa winning a fight and gets pushed down in the rankings. Like I'm still surprised that De La Rosa is in the fucking rankings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bullshit in the lower half of the top 15 in the UFC flyweight division. It's a lot of fluddy duddy motherfucking bullshit. But guys, I'm about to end this video. I got to get to the rest of my night. It's getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock. It is what it is. Winter Agent, I appreciate you coming through, man. Subscribe. A lot of fire coming from No Filter MMA, man. So stick around. But yeah, guys, I'm getting out of here. Ezero Adesanya is ducking Paulo Costa, and I'm sticking to it. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that dislike button. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe